Thank you so much. Yeah, okay. Karthi sir, this one's for you. First of all, congratulations on this. This is a short blockbuster. बहुत सारा प्यार इसको I'm sure मिलने वाला है audience से. There's so much buzz. The first thing that I would want you to tell us is about your experience of working as an AD for Money sir.
First, मुझे हिंदी नहीं मालूम है, माफ कीजिए. So my journey or my life started with Money sir.
जी.
So very interestingly, he had wanted to cast somebody who would look like Surya's brother.
Okay.
But Surya's brother came from US. Okay. And Money sir thought, why not see him? But I was 110 probably kgs. Okay. So I took the opportunity to meet Money sir, tell him that I want to work with you. That's why I came back from US, and he said, most welcome. I didn't expect that. So from the next 2 weeks, I joined Money sir and started working with him. So all my life, if I had achieved something in this last 15 years, I think I've learned everything from Money sir. His passion for cinema, the discipline, the way he never compromises or anything, and the way he wants to push the bracket.
Right.
He never compromises. He wants to, take everything to the next level.
Right.
In terms of which he doesn't want to repeat himself.
Yeah.
He pushes everything. He pushes you. He gets the best out of you. Like what Rahman sir beautifully said that day. He's always looking for something extraordinary.
Right.
He keeps searching. So that's something which I always learned from him. And this particular film, I think it's been his dream for about 40 years.
Right.
And this has been a dream for the Tamil film industry for about 70 years. It's one of the best-selling novels. Till today, it's a bestseller. My daughter, 9 years old, she's loving it and she's reading it. So you can imagine the success of the story already. The story is already a hit.
Right.
And the way Money sir is going to bring it on screen, I think it was a pleasure working. Honestly, the first day we went to shoot, it felt like going to a temple. We were woken up at 2 o'clock in the morning, and all these guys, these fabulous costume and makeup guys were up, and they were ready. So I don't know when they slept, or if they even slept that day. And this first shot was at 6 o'clock, and I could see Money sir happy, because we know as ADs, if he doesn't get the shot at morning 6 o'clock, we are all dead. Okay. So but this film, I think Money sir really enjoyed, and I think that's the start. I'll keep talking.
No worries, sir. Just go on. We are loving it.
And working on this film with this fabulous cast, I think every actor in the film has been a hero or a heroine.
Right.
Everybody. Right. And this particular story has characters like how a Mahabharata or a Ramayana has so well-etched, layered characters. And that's why this novel is still so good. And playing those characters aren't easy. There's already so many imaginations of each character. And taking it in, and like how Money sir says, keep it real. Yeah. But real and 1,000 years back. So that's a big challenge. So then you have to understand how the society was 1,000 years back. Yeah. Like Cholas had their own fleet. Cholas had conquered all over South Asia. Right. So we didn't know all this. So the next generation is going to know all this through this film. It's going to be an experience. I wouldn't say it's a film, it's an experience.
Right now, Money sir's fleet, sir, over here, and this Samraj is going to rock. I'm telling you, it's going to rock on the 30th of September. Worldwide.
I have lots to say, but I'll stop here.
We'll give you the mauka, sir. I'll come back to you. All right, Trisha ma'am, this one's for you. Powerful heroine is the tag. People say that she's the most amazing actor, of course, of the Indian film industry. Here, when you talk about PS1, how do you see this movie in your filmography? What do you have to say on that?
Hi everyone. So I call PS1, I've said this before, as my triple bonus film. So I've done a lot of films and been around for a while. Yes. And people have, it's a very common question. Everyone's asked me, what character do you wish to play, since you've pretty much done so many already. Right. And I've always said I want to be part of a period film. Obviously I want to play a princess, right? Yeah. And so this PS1 is my triple bonus film because firstly, I get to play a princess. Secondly, it is a Mani Ratnam film. And third, what was the third?
that we finished it.
I'm blind. Can you come back?
No worries, we'll come back to the third point.
Oh, the third was the period film.
Okay.
Yeah, third was the period.
Did you just make it up?
Sorry, princess, period film, Mani Ratnam film. Yes.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Aishwarya ji, this is for you. Please tell us, first of all, you have to, talk to us about those selfies That's breaking the internet. Yeah, please tell us something about that because everybody would want to know about that. क्या हो क्या रहा है?
It's a selfie.
ऐसे थोड़ी होती है. इतनी धमाकेदार selfie like जितनी movie blockbuster उतनी like the entire world is talking about it right now.
Firstly, good evening and thank you all for coming here and supporting our movie. Very, very special to us as a team to have made this movie, of course, under the one and only Mani Ratnam. It's his movie and we are so happy and privileged and honored to be part of his film. Thank you for also making it light by asking us about the selfie. Well, what can we say? I think it's people's love, right? It's their response and their love for us that they're making something as normal as just two artists who are having fun on a set and just making a memory to remember the day and the moment. And yeah, thank you all for the love and making a trend. Thank you.
Just one more thing, and on a serious note, when they say on a serious note, वो सबसे हल्का सवाल होता है. But yeah, if you were to talk about, PS1 in your filmography, how do you see it? And how was it working with Mani sir yet again? Because we all are really excited.
We can be standing here all night because when it comes to expressing that, one can go on and on. So how do I make it concise? Working with Mani sir, Mani Garu, he's my guru. I worked in my first film with him, and that is, I regard myself blessed that I got the opportunity to actually start my journey as an actor working with him. The perfect school, the perfect guru, because, experience is the best teacher, and I didn't come with any formal training. I just dived right in. You all know it. You'll have known it for a while now. But I got to work with him, and I think a lot of it's spiritual, it's divine, it's blessed, and a lot of work ethic. It all starts from the beginning, right? We always say your foundation, your approach to work, the way you actually focus on the art and the creativity itself, and not on the peripherals, but because that goes with the turf. And that isn't the focal point in your creative journey. And what better place for me to have begun my approach to my craft than with Mani sir. So I'm very, very blessed that I got the opportunity with Iruvar, then again in Guru, in Ravanan, and today Ponniyin Selvan. And it's his dream project. To have got the opportunity to just be a part of that in itself is any artist's dream. And we're all, I think everybody here will echo my sentiment, where we're just so, humbled and creatively content and regard ourselves very, very privileged that we got to be part of his dream film. So, and what a team. What a team, what talent, what artists, what creative talents, you've got Rahman sir, you've got Ravi on camera, you've got Tota Tarani, you've got Nani sir, you've got an incredible team of assistants, crew, Eka on costume, Pratiksha, you all have done jewelry. Everybody has done such a brilliant job. The production, everybody has given their all, because it all starts from here with Mani sir, his passion, and it's infectious. And we're all there, fully committed, 3 in the morning, like you're saying. It's Suprabhatam. We've all worked at, the Brahmurta every day. And there we are committing. And that's normal in a Mani Ratnam movie. And like you said, 6 in the morning, if a shot happens as daylight, it's joy. Because that's just the way we begin our day. It's the dawn of work, it's the dawn of the day, and every day is a memory to cherish for a lifetime.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you so much for sharing all that with us. And anything and everything that has to do anything with PS1 is gorgeousness, Right now, I'll come to sir, lekin usse pehle, Jayam Ravi sir, I'll start with you. We've heard कि Mumbai से आपका कुछ connection है. You have this connection with Amchi Mumbai. So tell us something about that.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you.
They're loving it already.
I think the connection is made now. But yeah, I have a lot of connection with Mumbai. The main one being, I did a course in Kishore Namit Kapoor Institute few years back, a lot of years back. So I just finished college and I entered there. You know, Vivek Oberoi and Hrithik Roshan sir, everybody are from there.
Yeah.
That's what I heard. And we also saw many people coming and giving guest lectures there. So that was the connection. And I learned a lot of things there. Mainly I learned what not to do in cinema. So that's what they teach you first. That helped me a lot.
Yeah.
So it's a full circle now.
Yes.
When you come to Mani sir, that's what you learn. First, don't do this. That's what he says. You know, when I emote something, he says, don't give stress on each and every word. Keep the basic emotion in your mind. The stress will come automatically, naturally, organically somewhere. So that is enough for the scene. I think that is the secret of Mani sir, because even the great actors in the industry, when they act in a Mani Ratnam film, they act differently. I don't know how. So I wanted to know that secret. So I think I got the secret from you, sir. Even you don't know about it, but I know your secret.
You answered that question, right? All right, talking about this stellar cast over here, tell us something about that also.
I mean, we are witnessing it right now. Is it even possible to get all these people together? No way.
No way.
Only because of Mani sir, we are all together.
Yeah.
When the master is the greatest one, sir, we have to address you like this, sir, like master, because we love you so much. And when he is there, we came out of love for him and out of love for the book Ponniyin Selvan, which has been written 70 years back, which is kept like a secret scroll. And Mani sir has taken the scroll. He's let the genie out. So I think this is going to make wonders. It's a beautiful, beautiful film with beautiful, beautiful cast for beautiful audience.
Amazing. 30th September, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go watch this movie. Vikram sir, this one's for you. Please tell us, you know, first of all, it's a dream, as everybody is saying. It's sir's dream, it's the entire team's dream. In log ka bhi dream hai seeti bajane ka, tali bajane ka. Okay, so it is somebody's dream that you are actually fulfilling on the big screen. And whatever we've seen, it's brilliant, you know. So please tell us something about that, that how responsible did you feel when this thing was offered to you?
You rightly said it. Hi guys, first of all. It's a lot of dreams that come together. My dream is, when I started acting in movies, I'd seen a Roja, I'd seen a Bombay, I'd seen a Nayagan, and I wanted to be in his films. I was in college that time, and I had a classmate who's a cousin of his, and I became his friend because he's his cousin. And I used to always keep asking about Mani sir. That's the impact he's had on me in the films that he's done. Mauna Ragam, there's so many movies, like frame by frame, I mean, I could just watch them over and over again. So that was a dream, to work in his film, and I had thought that, even Mr. Shankar, if I work in both their films, I would retire. I don't want to act after that, and I still hadn't started acting. But I've acted in 2 films of both of theirs, and I'm hungry for more. So that's one dream. Second dream is, of course, Rahman sir. The most amazing maestro alive, I think, in music. I mean, what he does for us. Yesterday, someone rightly said, even after 30 years, the songs that he played first, maybe in a Roja, is still very, very pertinent even today. The sounds, what he's used, the instruments he's used, how he's changed music in cinema as we know it. So it's always been a dream for me to work in his film. But what greater dream can there be than working in a film which both of them are in together? Because they've given the most amazing music always, every single time. It's always a sixer. And I feel so proud to be a part of that. The other dream was, I've always wanted, I told Mani sir, give me a nice role wherein, like, you know, I have this entry on a bike, and then you have, like, in Alai Pai, there you'll have Maddie, and sounds like that. And maybe it's like Vicky, or Vikram, or Kenny, whatever. He disappointed me that way. He threw me into the jungle in Rahman and to muck. And again, he called me for this, and I said, okay, now what are we doing? He said, you're a prince. I said, wow, great. No, but you get into battle, you're only in battle, and you're always covered in muck. So you have to be rugged, you have to be crude, you have to be a barbarian of sorts. You are a prince, but yes, Eka will give you the most amazing costumes, but then you have to roll in the sand and then get ready for the shot. So that was how it was. So I was like, okay, so I'm not going to have that entry. But then you saw the entry in the trailer, which I think for me is my personal best shot ever in any film.
Oh.
Thank you, sir. I need that. I don't think I'll ever have that shot again. Neither will I have that hair again. So, so that shot is like the shot for me, coming as a prince on a horse, and I think that's enough. I don't need anything more in the film. But then you have Rahman sir, you have Thodadarni, you have Thodadarni sir, you have Ravi Verma, you have everybody who's like, you know, giving it their best, and that's all because it's Mani sir's movie, and they're all then, you know, that you're going to be in a film like that, produced by one of the biggest production companies in India, ЛИКЕ. So what more can I ask? All my dreams have come true, and working with the most amazing actors. It's not very easy to get a combination like this because in the South especially, we don't have ensemble cast, we don't have that. We just have a solo hero, and I may meet him at a function, and we're buddies, and I may meet Karthik again at a function and say, hi Karthik, how are you? Great, I saw your film. But never will we do a film where we're all together. This film has every actor except maybe I think there's one person called Mohan Ram. I think everybody else has been a hero or is a hero. And everyone has been a heroine on, even now. And of course, working with all of them, Ravi, Karthi, Trisha, Ash, it's been like phenomenal. And I get to work with Ash again after Ravanan. My only problem, my only gripe is, here too I don't get her. I play this tragic hero who never, whenever Manisa says Ash, I said, really? So do I die in the end? Do I get her? Yeah, let's think about it. But I don't think I can tweak the subject because it's already been written. So I may die, I may not die, but Ash, why do you do this? Anyway, so that's how it is. And we've had a great time. We all, I think, Rahman sir rightly said yesterday, we are not thinking of this as a blockbuster or is it going to be a hit? Is it going to be nothing? We just feel proud to be part of something like this, which has been everybody's dream. For the last 70 years, there's been this book. For the last 40 years, Manisa has been trying. We've had MGR who's wanted to make the film. You had Kamal sir, you want, and you have almost everybody in the Tamil industry and trying to have made this film. And we are all part of that. We're all part of history. There is fiction, but it's mostly history. One of the most glorious periods of all times for South India. And I'm glad to be a prince in that, and I'm glad to be his prince. Thank you, sir, once again. And you're doing a good show.
मैंने कुछ पुरानी यादें दिलाई थी. All right, thank you so much, sir, for that wonderful, wonderful thing that you shared with us. Rahman, sir, this one's for you. Welcome. So good to see you. And you know, every time we see on the big screen a Mani Ratnam film, an A.R. Rahman musical, it gives us goosebumps, you know. So what do you have to say about this association? And what is that one thing you cherish the most about this duo, this combo, sir? What is that one thing?
I think it's a search for excellence and imagination.
Right.
I think that's the common thing. Beyond all the flattery I can give him, beyond all that, I think there's a common goal. All of us, we have a common goal. How can we surpass our previous things and go to a zone and find ourselves? So being a student of him, because he taught all those little tricks of trade for me. As a musician, you can never imagine the things which he taught. Because as a musician, you only imagine chords and raga and tal. But how to combine things to make it impressive, how to make it unique, how to search for the uniqueness, how to cut the clutter. That's the stuff I learned from him. And thank you for your kind words.
And it wasn't flattering.
No, I mean in a good way. So I'm just using that as a... so as it, for me and for our team, actually, this movie is beyond success or failure. I think it's a success already because in these 3 years, he started the movie, we had COVID, a lot of people died. He just put that PP kit and went and did this, man. It's like war. And we lost so many people. I was like, what is he doing? This is suicidal. And they did it. This team is amazing. Every one of you, thank you so much. God bless you all for taking the courage, risking your lives, and doing this for our culture.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. And now to the man, ladies and gentlemen, the man of the hour, the man of the century, I would say, Mani Ratnam, sir. Yeah, yes, of course. He deserves a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
That was match fixing. Okay.
No, that's okay, sir. So we love it. It had to start somewhere. Sir, this one's for you today, you know, when we are here. And of course, the film is being talked about everywhere. Today, when it is all set to be released on the 30th of September, when you look back at this journey, like the PS1 journey, how would you sum it up? Like, what comes to your mind?
Good evening. Thank you very much for being here. PS has been a dream for a very long time. From the first time I read the book during my school days, it's been something which I've seen on the big screen. I never thought I would get into films, nor did I think I'll make it. But it's always been calling to be made. I think it was so spectacular as a, as a visual, as a story, as an adventure. So, and several people have tried to do this before, and they've not been able to. They've not been able to because of one reason. They wanted to leave it for me. So I'm so happy, so glad that I get to make it, and get to make it with, at this time, when the technology has improved tremendously. So we are able to do it with lot more comfort, lot more authenticity, and to be able to do it with this kind of cast and crew. In fact, not just being right for the role, but also being right for the film and caring for the film and willing to do that walk along, So it's very special. It's very special, and thank each one of them. Also thank the producer who trusted us and gave us the money to go ahead and do it. And Subhashkaran, I thank him also. And I also have two more people to thank here from the Hindi film industry. One is Anil Kapoor. Yes. It was his voice on the trailer. And one more is Ajay Devgan. Right. It will be his voice on the main film. So I thank both of them. And I thank all of you.
Thank you so much, sir, for doing this and giving us this amazing, amazing movie. Well, now it's time for your question answers. So it's over to the wonderful media. We'll start with you, ma'am. Come.
Yeah. Hello. My question is for Mani Ratnam, sir. Hello, sir. This is Neeti Roy from Right. So, can you share something about the adaptation process as the movie is releasing in 2 parts, and how easy or difficult it was to pick up the episodes, like the important ones?
It was difficult, but I'm paid to do that. That's my job, to be able to convert or extract a film out of this. This book is really extensive, and it's got so many characters, so much of details. There's so much of history written in it, and a lot of research went into the book. And so all that were, a platform. It's on a plate for me, so we could put it together in a cogent way. And because we are, putting 5-part book, with over 2,000 pages nearly, into 2 films, there were some parts that had to be crunched, had to be brought together, and told in a cogent fashion that people will be able to follow. So this was a task which I really enjoyed.
My next question is from Karthi. Sir, the character you are playing, if I'm right, is one of the most favorite characters from the book. So how it was playing it, and how much time you have given to get in the skin, and how challenging it was?
It's quite scary. Because my mom said, while she was in college, her classmates said, I want to marry somebody like Vandiyathevan. So that's the kind of pressure I had the moment Mani sir said, you have to play this part. And you can imagine a super hit novel will have so many imaginations, so I have to live up to it. And but I had Mani sir with me, and this is one character which meets all the character in the film. I didn't have a problem when I'm meeting men in the film, but I had problem when I'm meeting the women in the film, because they're all the royals, like Kundavai or Nandini. It wasn't easy. I was literally scared, but Mani sir took me along, one brick at a time. So we took it that way. And then one day Mani sir said, you can be more real, you're trying to act. That's scared me so much. Then I started understanding the period, because you have to understand the period. It was 1,000 years back. You have to know how people lived 1,000 years back. All we know about is history, where people say which king conquered what, but we don't know what lifestyle they had. Cholas were so rich in their administration. If you see, have you ever heard a king saying, I'm the servant of my people? that's how those people were. You know, I got goosebumps when the king said that dialogue. So they were so accommodative. They were so living for the people. They had the first free hospitals. They had trade all over the world. So imagine you're living in the most cosmopolitan times 1,000 years back. So they were not innocent barbarians then. They were so rich and sophisticated. So I had to understand that period to be able to even walk into a frame. So I was so conscious about all these aspects. But after that, what I did, I don't know. I think I've done my best. I can't do better than this. So I think I have to thank Mani sir for trusting me with this, taking me along. So I really enjoyed this film. I think like Rahman sir said, you know, this is an experience for us for a lifetime.
ऐश्वर्या जी, मेरा सवाल आपसे है, इसके पहले आप जिस पीरियड ड्रामा में थी जोधा के रूप में, वो एक नॉर्थ इंडियन प्रिंसेस थी, और चूंकि आप बॉलीवुड से हैं तो लैंग्वेज आपके लिए कोई बहुत दिक्कत भरी नहीं थी, और इस फिल्म में जो नंदिनी का आप जो कैरेक्टर प्ले कर रही हैं वो पूरी तरह से साउथ इंडियन है, और आप साउथ से ही आती हैं।
कहने वाली थी
जी, तो
मैं भी पूरी तरह से साउथ इंडियन भी हूँ, इंडियन हूँ, तो जहाँ काम मिले as an
ज़्यादा
artist,
चैलेंजिंग कौन सा था, जोधा वाला कैरेक्टर की नंदिनी का? ये बात
कंपैरिजंस नहीं करते एज आर्टिस्ट। हर एक्सपीरियंस अपने में ही चैलेंजिंग है और अपने में ही यादगार है, अपने में ही खूबसूरत है, और जब एज एन आर्टिस्ट हमें ऐसे अनुभवों के अवसर मिलते हैं तो हम अपने आप को बहुत ही मतलब ब्लेस्ड we really regard ourselves blessed, because you're getting the opportunity to essay such impactful characters, such memorable characters, as we have read them, but then you're getting to work with filmmakers who we as artists can keep complete faith in, where you know the interpretation, the language of cinema, and the movie itself. You know, when you know it's going to be a memorable experience, and that frankly makes our jobs very easy. And because, like we always say, it begins here, right? The filmmaker, they do all the hard work, they do the conceiving, they're part of the writing process, they're part of the interpretation of the narrative, and it is our it ought to be our sincere effort to give our all to realize their vision, and to bring that in its truest form on in front of the camera. And that's our job and our commitment, and that earnestness is always in place, and we'll always try and do better and try and do more when I get the opportunity to work with a director like this, and I'll be repetitive in that.
हाय
हेलो,
Thank you.
हाय।
मेरा नाम आरती सक्सेना है। ऐश्वर्या जी से मेरा सवाल है।
नमस्ते।
नमस्ते। कि मणिरत्नम जी आपके गुरु हैं। मणिरत्नम जी के साथ आपको काम करके 3 ऑप्शंस में दे रही हूँ, केबीसी की तरह।
अच्छा।
कि खुशी हो।
चौथे ऑप्शन का क्या हुआ?
चौथा मैं आपके लिए छोड़ दूंगी।
उसे तो हमने लॉक कर ही दिया।
तो पहला ऑप्शन ये है कि आपको मणिरत्नम सर के साथ खुशी होती है, डर लगता है, कि आप समझते हैं कि आप सबसे लकी हैं कि आपको मणिरत्नम जी के साथ इतनी सारी फिल्में करने का मौका मिला। और चौथा क्वेश्चन आपके ऊपर।
One of the options I've answered time and again. तो सबसे पहले मैं खुशी कहूँगी, और I'm thankful to God, grateful to God that as an artist, like I said, I got to begin. He's my first guru as an artist, and I got to begin with him. So it's gratitude, it's absolute gratitude, and unabashed joy and happiness. That वो जो contentment जो मिलती है, वो जो creative security मिलती है, उसमें जो एक सुकून है, एक peace है, एक spirituality है, कि मतलब हम जानते हैं कि यहाँ हम यही करने आए हैं. You're here to work with this creative genius and the team that he brings together, where you actually get to work with just brilliance, and everybody truly brings their student-like approach to the set, because that's the teacher we're working with. That's the guru we're all working with. I mean, he's the captain. He And he doesn't announce it, he doesn't state it, it is just a given. And everybody is out there to try and, like Rahman sir said, you know, it's search for excellence, and that search is on. Kabhi convince nahi hote ki matlab, हाँ, पहुंच गए, मिल गया, we've done it. No, it's that search is a constant, and with each experience it just keeps growing. And I think that's the purest form of learning for any artist, to keep that going, that you know you need to constantly evolve. There's nothing called arriving or reaching and, you know, to reach a point where you feel you know it all. It's beautiful. I mean, our guru itself, himself always says, when we say like, do you know? He'll always say, no, I only know what I don't want. And we're constantly trying to figure out what it is that we're looking for. And it's so nice that he keeps it that pure. And he's always about keeping it true, keeping it real. तो एक ही लफ्ज़ में तो नहीं कह सकते, कोई ऐसे एक पॉइंट को लेके हम उस पर उंगली डाल के वो ग्रीन हाईलाइट नहीं होगा. Basically, इस पर हम we'll just go on and on. हम बोलते जाएंगे because it is evolution, and that doesn't come to an end.
Hi,
so
hi.
Thank you.
This side over here. This is Mayur here from Beyond Bollywood. Good evening to everybody. I would say the sons and daughters of Kaveri. I have a very simple question. It is for Mani sir and Aishwarya ma'am. You can also add to it. Basically, in a democratic India, you know, where the focus is always on surging, you know, looking to the future, you know, and then obviously going back to history, you know, what is there for the society to derive, you know, by going back through history, through such films or, you know, other forms of literature?
I think you learn everything from history. I think education itself is what you've learned and what new comes in, and you know, it builds up. So everything is from past is when the future comes. So I think especially in this novel and this film, I think after 1,000 years it is still relevant. The politics of it is still relevant. The psychology of it is still relevant. And therefore I think it is as contemporary as you can get.
Aishwarya ma'am, would you like to add to it?
He's put it aptly. The point about, I mean, you'll always learn, history is your foundation. We are because of a past. We all arrive into this world from a past. And you can keep dating back, delving. It's your interest. It's your approach. You have to recognize respect. An acknowledgement of history is what takes us forward, you know, and you learn, you unlearn, and then you relearn again. And as Sir said, the politics of it all, the human journey of every character, that is eternal, that's relevant even to date and up ahead, because every character is human. And human conflict, human emotional journeys, the roller coaster of what you go through, irrespective of the situation in which you come from. That is something that's relatable and relevant at every point in time.
Can I add that?
Sure.
So we are actually North India, South India in a way, right? Half the people know about the Cholas through this movie already, through the trailer. They can spell what Shora means. So that's an important statement, and even for the present generation to know the greatness of what existed 1,000 years back is very important for them to get their self-esteem and to know where to go from here. Not celebrating the past, but what they could do, what they are capable of, and to finding themselves. So, yeah. Thank you.
May I add to that, please?
Sure.
Sorry, you got all of us excited. See, everybody has interest. There will be people who like science, astronomy, geography, history. But I think the most important thing is history. As children, all of us have listened to stories of the past. Whether it's Chandamama. Do you have Chandamama in Hindi?
Yes.
Whatever.
Amar Chitrakam.
All those are stories we hear. We've been told stories about the past, about kings, we've had such an illustrious past. Just a small thing that I want to bring to your notice. We all talk about the pyramids and how could they have possibly built it? How did they do it so many years ago? But do you know that in India, we have so many temples, but the one with the highest Gopuram is there in in Tanjavur, which is where the Chola dynasty had happened, and his role, Rajaraja Cholan, had built it. That particular temple has the highest gopuram in the whole world. The top stone alone, it's a single stone that weighs 80 tons. 80 tons, not 1 ton or 2 tons. And how did they do it? But do we know that? We all go to the pyramids, we go see the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Someone said something very nicely. He said, we are actually appreciating a building that doesn't stand. It's falling over and wow, let's take a picture, let's take a selfie, and we're getting excited. But we have temples today that stand and they didn't use plaster. Do you know that for this particular stone, they had to use a ramp, which was 6 kilometers long, which was pulled by bulls, elephants, and people. 6 kilometers long to get it up there, without any machinery, without any cranes, without anything. And they didn't have plaster. It's withstood 6 earthquakes. You know what happens when an earthquake comes? Without plaster. What they have done is they have an outer wall, then inside that they have a corridor of 6 feet, which is an open, just a corridor, and then they have another structure inside which goes all the way to the top, which is why they can withstand earthquakes, which is why they stood so long. So these are all things that we need to know about. This particular king has built 5,000 dams in his time, and he's made a water management ministry in that time. He's had elections for the village leaders. He's asked them to name cities after women. Why should it only be men? Why can't it be named after a queen? And they've had hospitals, free hospitals, and and he actually brought loans. I mean, he used to give loans. He used to help people get dignity, not just throw money around. So this is something that's so illustrious. And this happened in the 9th century. I'm sorry I'm taking so much time. It happened in the 9th century when the rest of the world, you talk about superpowers today, the 9th century all this happened when we had the biggest maritime naval thing in the world. And it went all the way to Bali, all the way to Malaysia, and went till we sent emissaries to China. And you know what was the superpower doing then? America hadn't been discovered by Columbus till 500 years later. So think about our culture, think about how advanced we were. We need to be proud of this. It's nothing to do with North India, South India, West India, East India. It is, we are Indians. And we need to feel proud about that. And England is so illustrious, but Englands were invaded by the Vikings, and the Europe was in the dark ages during the 9th century. They had nothing going on. So don't you think we should celebrate history?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Manisha,
I need water, please.
Manisha, I got 2 questions for you here. Harshada here. Sir, one thing is that how did you manage to get the galaxy of the actors in one frame? I'm very curious as in...
He paid us a lot of money.
I'm sure about it, but there must be something behind the camera. How did you manage to get them in one frame?
You just have to ask them, give them a role, tell them this is the character, this is a book, you want to do it, I would like to do it, as I told them. So, I would have done anything to get them.
They get money.
It's an easy yes for him. He just has to call and everybody very easily and happily says yes. That's the truth.
I'm sure, ma'am.
He asked 2 questions. Do you want money or do you want money? You say money any day.
He's already money.
Sir, my second question is that how did you place that Aishwarya ji will be playing this character, Vikram ji will be playing that character? You left to them, or that is your idea that he should play this and that actor should play that character?
That's interesting.
I can't ask them to exchange the roles.
No, just for example, like how did you place them?
I understand what you're asking. No, I think when you approach an actor, you approach with a character in mind. You think he or she will be right for it, and therefore that is why you approach. You approach them not for a film but for a character. And if they are able to be on sync with the character, and if they like it, and if they have the time, then it becomes perfect.
Hi, I just have one more question. This is for Trisha. Trisha, over here. Can you see?
Hi, I'm well, thank you.
Yeah. So obviously you're playing Princess Kundavi. I hope I got the pronunciation right.
Kundavai.
Oh, Kundavai. I'm so sorry for that. But obviously I think she's said to be a woman of courage, and as we've seen a little bit in the trailer. Given the times that we live in today, especially on the with the issues of women's security, would you like to give some tip, to the women out there, on, how to have courage?
So, a lot of people asked me, actually told me, playing Kundavai would have been so different for you because it's a woman who belongs to that era, and you've played characters which are pretty strong and a very, you know, today's woman. But besides the physicality of the character, I could totally relate to Kundavai, even though she belonged to a totally different era, because she by herself is very, very empowered. And to be honest, we come from a blessed generation where, I mean, I feel very empowered today, but in that era, it was very, very difficult. I mean, a woman even voicing something in a kingdom where the men would be like, who is she to just walk into a kingdom and say this, you know? So that was one part of Kundavai that I took from today because I could really relate to it. She's very strong, very empowered. And that's what I loved about Kundavai, because I was playing today's woman dressed differently, set in that era. So mind-wise, it was very similar. It's just that the appearance was very different.
Hi, Aishwarya ma'am. Hi.
Hello.
This is Titash from News 18. My question is, of course, we are in awe of you after we watched you on the screen. You look lovely, ethereal. I would want to know what was your daughter Aradhya's reaction when she saw you as a queen?
She's yet to see the movie. But of course, I mean, at the time, she was, I'm sure, enthralled. And it's, I mean, there are many here who have children. And, you know, seeing a period drama is always exciting. And she did get the opportunity to visit on set. And just, it was mesmerizing. I could see that in her eyes. But I think my admiration for working with him, she already has a very, very, she respects him, she's in awe of him, and his affection is so sweet. And I think what excited her the most is the one day when she came on set, and he gave her the opportunity to say action. She couldn't get over that. She's like, sir gave me the opportunity to say that. I said, my God, even we are going, I don't think any of us have had that opportunity. None of us have had that opportunity. So that's probably the most cherished memory. I said, this is really precious. And she values it already. And I think with growing years more so. It will be a much cherished memory.
Right. And my second question is, how much of Aishwarya Rai Bachchan do we see in this character that you play in the film?
A sincere student who earnestly has interpreted Mr. Mani Ratnam's vision. I think that's really our job as an actor. Thank you.
Hi, Sanjay Mishra from Navbharat Times Online. रहमान सर से एक रिक्वेस्ट है कि आमतौर पर मतलब ऐसा मौका कम आता है, आपने इस फिल्म में गाना गाया है, तो अगर आप गुनगुना दें हमारे लिए बहुत प्रिविलेज होगा, मौका भी है.
मौका नहीं छोड़े. Clever, good.
I don't have the lyrics, but I can do the Tamil version. Ponni nadi pakkanome katta pola kannik pengal kananome katta
क्या
Kaveri se
क्या बात है, थैंक यू सो मच. मनी सर से सवाल है कि जब ये फिल्म इतनी एक तो बहुत एपिक फिल्म है, तो इसकी बहुत सारी कहानियाँ होंगी, कई दशकों से आप ये फिल्म बनाना चाहते थे. जब आप पहले बनाना चाहते थे, क्या आपको याद है कास्टिंग क्या आपने सोची थी? अगर आपको लगता है कि इस समय लोगों से ये शेयर करना चाहिए और मज़ेदार होगा वो किस्सा, तो प्लीज़ आप शेयर करें.
No, like I told you, you know, this is film that MG Ramchandran wanted to make, and he had a set of cast. And then later, when I thought of this, it was after a film called Nayagan that I've done with Kamal. We both wanted to do this film, so at that time we hadn't started casting. We just had Kamal Haasan as the hero. And we were working on the script, and it didn't, you know, it didn't get materialized because it was too big. We couldn't put it into a single film, and we couldn't afford it, so we left it back. So that's what the history is.
Hi, this is
Hi.
Komal Panchal from Indian Express. My question is for Mani Ratnam, sir. Here. Sir, with PS1, it's like a window to Tamil history for the west and the north parts of India. You know, when we make such big historical films, uh, when you know, there is a trend at times where history is tweaked a little to satiate a type of audience in the country. Have you also tried to do that, or have you been true to what the books have been?
The book is a historical fiction. Okay, there are some lot of characters which are real, which existed, and which have, been recorded in history, and there are some characters which Kalki had written, which were fictional, and I think the way he had blended the two was fascinating, and that is what we tried to capture in the movie.
Hi. Can I ask a question? Hi, here. Hi. Hi, I'm Princey from the People Bazaar. Big thanks for creating this cinematic spectacle. It looks very good, and I'm sure the authenticity will lead the generation to know a lot more about it. My question is for Rahman, sir. Sir, the music that you make tends to defy that era. This is an era that you had to revisit with your music. What is your understanding from the music? Because it's called musical also. So your understanding of that era.
Yeah, we started this like 10 years back.
Okay.
So I did like 12 to 13 tunes in Carnatic, just was trying to make use of the opportunity, and then he didn't react much to that. Then it's restarted. When it restarted, then he said, give me some more tunes. So I started again. Again, it didn't happen. He didn't respond to that. Then I said, take me to Bali, because Bali had influence of the Chola Empire,
All right.
So we just hanging out there. We went to the temples. We heard the the monkey chants, and so that inspired a lot, because somewhere I think there was a pure trace of something which is preserved in the eyes of people, the way they see nature and people and all the stuff. That inspired me a lot, and so I'd give him like around 13, 14, 20 ideas. He didn't respond to it for a month. I said, okay, I'm done. Then he came back. I said, can we do this as this song and this song and this song? So that's how all the songs he want. And then he wanted a melody, and then again I gave him like 11 ideas, and he spotted. Again he takes it in, and then whatever comes back in the night for him, or he recalls that. He's got a very, very organic way of judging tunes. He doesn't, that's hit tune. He's not that way. So he just sees what inspires him organically. So the process was beautiful. I loved it. And then again scoring. I had done a score, 6-minute, Vanyathevan chase, market chase. I was so proud of it. I nailed it, I was thinking. And then he said, you did something 3 months back. Can you just replace this with that? So I'd orchestrated for 40 instruments, and we were about to record, and all this stuff happened. So his instincts are very correct. I believe in it. All of us believed in it for 30 years. And he's a great guide on it. At the same time, I told him in the beginning, I'm going to go wild. So you can set boundaries for me, where not to cross what. And so a couple of weeks back, we went back to the score, added a lot of traditional instruments, and sweeten a lot of parts. So the process was beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Hello. Hi. Hi, this is Seema, right, for First Post. I want to ask Jayam Ravi. This is your first collaboration with Mani sir, unlike many other actors in the film. So how was it when you got a call, and that too, you were told to play the lead role? So tell us something about that.
The call was like, can you please come to my office? That was the call. Only when I entered the office, Mani sir sat and told that I'm going to play Ponniyin Selvan. First, I have to make sure whether there is a third person in the room, so that he's the proof of what he said. I looked around, there was no third person. Then I asked him again, sir? No. Did I hear it right? Did you? Yeah. Then he repeated it, and I was blank totally. I didn't know how to react, what to react. But there was this feeling, it's a magical feeling that I'm sitting with the legendary Mani Ratnam sir, and he's his dream project. He's offering me the title role, and it was amazing. It was a dream come true moment for me. And my dream was always, it had been, you know, it was to work with Mani sir. And in such a project, he's called me. It was a great feeling. I'm still trying to put words into that feeling, but the feeling remains on top. You know, no words can fill that feeling, and I'm really glad that he called me for this movie.
Aishwarya, I want to ask you play dual role in the film, Nandini and Mandakini. Would you like to say something?
I'd like you to go watch the movie and then discover.
All right, we'll take one
Go
last
watch
question.
both the movies. You have to watch because actually it's one big narrative.
जी
विक्रम सर, जयम सर और कार्ति तीनों से सवाल है मेरा। राहुल यर फ्रॉम द फिल्मी चर्चा। तमिल सिनेमा चाहे साउथ की सिनेमा की बात करते हैं, हम लोग बचपन से फ़ैन रहे हैं। आप लोग हिंदी सिनेमा के किस तरह के फ़ैन रहे हैं? कोई आप अपना अपना एक फेवरेट फिल्म बताएं और कोई एक हिंदी डायलॉग आप बोल के बताएं।
तेरे नाम एंड हिंदी डायलॉग नहीं, गाना आई सिंग। मेरे जीवन साथी प्यार किया जा, जवानी दीवानी खूबसूरत जिद्दी पड़ोसन, सत्यम शिवम सुंदरम। थैंक यू।
बहुत सारे फिल्में देखे हम। एक डायलॉग बोलना है आपको। मोगैम्बो खुश हुआ।
See, I am the one who can't speak Hindi. You have to forgive me. But I've watched so many Hindi films. In my college times, I would clearly remember Rangila. You know, we went there to watch Tanha Tanha. We booked 3 shows back to back, and we were running inside the theater, and we had to be thrown out. But we got the tickets for the next show. We came back inside. So Tanha Tanha, you know, like Amir sir, that, like the music, you know, like Rahman sir's music. Can never forget it. If you play the music, I'll go back to my college.
Mogambo is not Hindi. Mogambo is it's a sound. It's a name.
Some other dialogue, man. Help me with some other dialogue.
Mogambo. Mogambo.
No, wait. I remember Diwar, no? Ma mere paas hai.
Karthi, मेरे पास माँ है।
मेरे पास माँ है। Thank you so much.
लास्ट क्वेश्चन सर मेरा, हेलो सर, लास्ट क्वेश्चन है। विवेक रंजन नाम है मेरा और पूरी टीम से है। हिंदी अगर समझ रहे होंगे जो तो शायद बता सकते हैं वहाँ पे। एक बहुत अलग चीज़ है जिस पे बात शायद अभी नहीं हुई, वो है डायलॉग। अगर तमिल में मूवी है और हिंदी में भी लोग इसे देखेंगे तो सबसे बड़ी चीज़ है वो है डायलॉग और राइटिंग। डायलॉग को किस हिसाब से रखा गया, क्योंकि हमारी हिंदी पट्टी में जो फिल्में बनती हैं, बहुत सारी ऐसी ऐतिहासिक फिल्में बनी हैं जो 1000 साल पूर्व और बहुत सारी चीज़ें बताई जाती हैं, लेकिन ज़िंदगी भर और बहुत सारे लोगों को उसके डायलॉग याद रह जाते हैं। जो अभी आप लोगों ने बोला एक दूसरे का डायलॉग, हिंदी फिल्मों के डायलॉग, तो कैसे राइटिंग में डायलॉग को लेकर के कैसे रिसर्च किया गया, ये मेरा सवाल है सबसे, खासकर मणि रत्नम सर से।
दिव्या प्लीज कम।
डायलॉग के लिए जब मैं मनी सर के ऑफिस से कॉल आया था तो मैं थोड़ा कहानी की तरह बताता हूँ ताकि वो लगे कि कहानी कैसे बनी इसकी। तो मैं बहुत डरा हुआ था। पहले तो मुझे लगा फेक कॉलेज जैसे आजकल आता है दुनिया भर का। तो वहाँ पहुँचा मैं और फिर लगा कि हाँ ये रियल है, टिकट विकट आ गया। जब पहुँचे तो जब मनी सर से मिला, और तो क्या होता है कि जब मनी सर से पहली बार आप मिलो ना तो ब्लैंक हो जाता है सब। पीछे दिल से दिखाई पड़ रही होती है, बॉम्बे दिख रही होती है। तो मैं महाभारत जो थी, जो सीरियल था, राही मासूम रज़ा साहब ने उसके डायलॉग लिखे थे, तो उसका मेरे पास स्क्रिप्ट थी, वो मैं रिसर्च करके ले गया था। मैं बुक ऑलमोस्ट पढ़ के गया था पूरी की पूरी। तो कोशिश ये रही, सर ने बोला कि इट इज़ अ हिंदी फिल्म, आप इसको ऐसे ही देखिए और हिंदी फिल्म की तरह करिए। और वहाँ पे कोशिश ये रही कि जो भूले बिसरे शब्द हैं, जैसे कि गुप्तचर जैसा शब्द है, हम अंगूठी बोलते हैं, मुद्रिका जैसा शब्द है, कहीं पे किसी को रिक्वेस्ट करना है तो अनुरोध जैसा शब्द है, और उनको ऐसे लाया जाए कि वो टीवी सीरियल जैसे ना लगे, वो लगे कि हम 10वीं शताब्दी में पहुंच के, क्योंकि वहाँ की भाषा तो हम पकड़ नहीं सकते थे, तो हम 10वीं शताब्दी में पहुंच गए हैं और यहाँ से एक हिंदी फिल्म की तरह उसको देख रहे हैं। तो कोशिश ये रही कि जो आज 20 साल का लड़का है, उनके जब राही साहब ने लिखा था महाभारत, तो पिताश्री माताश्री लोग बात करने लगे थे, अरे पिताश्री नहीं मानेंगे, माताश्री नहीं मानेंगी। तो हम लोगों ने कुछ वैसी कोशिश की है कि पॉपुलर कल्चर में वो शब्द, कुछ डायलॉग इसके चले जाएं। अब वो कैसे जाएंगे वो तो फिल्म देख के पता चलेगा, लेकिन कोशिश पूरी रही है। और जिस तरीके से उसको किया गया है, आई एम श्योर आप लोगों को कुछ नई बातें हिंदी को लेके मिलेंगी। और मैं बहुत धन्यवाद देता हूँ, जो मैं पब्लिकली कभी नहीं दे पाया सब लोगों को। और मतलब एक छोटी सी चीज़ मैं बताना चाहता हूँ, मैं आई एम सॉरी, आई एम टेकिंग टाइम, कि एक जब डबिंग में विक्रम सर भी बैठे थे हमारे साथ 3 दिन तक, 8-8, 9-9 घंटे, और उसमें एक जगह ऐसे था, एक एक्टर करता है ऐसा ऐसा ना घूम के ऐसे, इसके कोई भी जो टेक लेगा 10 ले लेगा, 8 ले लेगा, 5 ले लेगा। हम लोगों ने इसके 50 से ज़्यादा टेक इसके लिए। तो आप सोचिए डायलॉग में हमने कितनी मेहनत की होगी। 100-100, 150-150 टेक के बाद हमने एक एक डायलॉग को फिट किया है, बैठाया है वहाँ पे। तो आई एम श्योर वो मेहनत आप लोगों को दिखेगी। और बहुत बहुत मैम, मैं नहीं इतने लोग हैं, मेरे को आप पूछ के शर्मिंदा ना करें प्लीज़। मैम पहले तो मैं जैसे ये दोनों भाषाएं मैं पहले तो अलग नहीं मानता, पहली चीज़। दूसरे, आप जब देखेंगे तो आपको वो बिल्कुल वैसा जो उस समय के जो शब्द आपको उर्दू दां उसमें नहीं नहीं सुनाई पड़ेंगे। वो कोशिश पूरी की पूरी की गई है कॉन्शियस, लेकिन हम भाषाएं अलग नहीं कर सकते, क्योंकि फिर हम इतिहास को नहीं अलग कर सकते ना, हमारी कहानी है। तो हमने उसको पूरी कोशिश की है कि पूरी ईमानदारी से हिंदी को बरता जाए, और वो आपको
भाई लास्ट तो मैं
बोलूंगा। Thank you.
All right, that's all we have for you. You guys have been awesomeness. Give yourselves a big round of applause. Next time I'm going to see you.